Hey guys, welcome to Everyday People, the Pacifica chapter. I am your co-host Lynn, along here with my beautiful co-host
Taufalele.
And if you can't see across the table from me, we have the beautiful Neti, and I'm so excited that she's here. I've been waiting for this moment.
He literally
Have I not been waiting for this moment?
Yes.
How you doing, Neti?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, look how beautiful she's looking right now. But before we jump into that, we're gonna go through a few events that's gonna be taking place this week and in the future. But first, we're gonna be bringing up the National Tongan Association, American Society. The NTAS, that's the 30th gala that's happening today at the Utah State Capitol up in the Rotunda. And guess what? Everyday People is gonna be doing the red carpet. Oh, hey. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. I think we're gonna be going live around 4:30 p.m. until 6 o'clock, and then the event's gonna take place, and then the cameras shut down. And it's gonna be so amazing. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. And again, congratulations on the NTAS for their 30th anniversary.
I know, that's a long time.
Isn't that crazy? I think that's probably one of the longest, or if not the longest, nonprofit Tongan
That's amazing.
organization that's out there.
Yeah.
Right, so we're excited to be out there. Yeah. Are you gonna be there?
No, I won't be there tonight. I am getting ready for my event tomorrow.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is the only time I have to get ready for it. So that's where I'll be, but I will be watching you guys. That is going to be the Get Rooted, Plant, and Sip at Kaipo, so during their grand opening weekend, and that's going to be tomorrow. From 5 to 6:30. So super excited. You guys are all going to be there.
Yes, we will.
And we'll have Capture Aloha to capture all the pictures. So I'm excited for that.
And that's right. So make sure that if you guys are going to be at that event that you guys like, share, and tag the planter and Everyday People just so we can make sure we get you guys out there.
Yes, please.
But speaking of Kaipo, where were you at last night, Crystal?
I was at Kaipo.
Research.
I had to go and test some shots. I was like,
before.
okay, how many shots should we take in during this workshop?
Okay, we were just talking about it. It is so good.
Well, am I functioning and can I plant a plant? Yeah, I could do it.
These shots can I take versus these shots and still show face and be on
How
point?
many should be on a flight of shots for this?
Oh, wow,
yeah.
she's a professional now.
It was great.
I'm here for it. And Neti, you go to Kaipo as well. Have you been?
Yeah, we went to Kaipo a couple of weekends ago, and it was a great time. It was super fun.
Oh, that's right. And you
good.
also did an interview there.
Yeah,
with them. That
on
was
the podcast.
so awesome. And you were
was
just
great.
singing your face off.
It was fun.
It was
awesome.
awesome.
Super fun.
And you tried their flavored shots?
Yes, they are delicious. Their white chocolate is.
Yep, I had the white chocolate and the pog yesterday. So.
Yeah, the pogs are
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Girl, I know your list is bigger. She's like, oh, I had that.
And the horchata, that's
oh,
great
and the
too.
horchata, and then all of the lata.
Haven't heard that one.
No, but yeah, so make sure that you guys join that. We were so excited to be there. But we also have the One Love Spring Kava Festival that's going to take place March 28th on Friday.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
Yes, and that's going to be at the One Love Kava Lounge on 7136 South Redwood Road. And if you are a Kava club, you are able to join in on this and come show your merchandise. So make sure that you just go onto the One Love Coffee social media pages and see how you can to join in on that fun.
Yeah. Or you can check out our page, and I believe we're probably going to have a flyer list for it.
Because we have it all.
Yeah, and then we also got Breaking Bread coming up.
My favorite.
On Saturday, Pioneer Park at noon. So come out if you want to help and be volunteers. Breaking Bread with the unsheltered.
Yes.
You can always do that.
And they be serving 100 unsheltered folks a week or every month that they do that.
That's
so
amazing.
It's such an amazing event that PacifikaChptr puts together along with other resources that are there. So if you want to go, make sure that you guys are at 12 o'clock to help prep the food and talk to the unsheltered folks that are there, and then we'll start serving the food around 2:30. And it's amazing. And don't be afraid to go to Pioneer Park. It's nice now.
It's daytime, guys. It's fine.
It's daytime and we daytime. Sorry, I got my choco coffee going right now, so I'm feeling a little fresh and so clean. But it's okay. But along that line, so again, make sure that you guys are. Oh, what about your event? Is it already sold out?
Yes. Sorry,
That's
it's sold
right.
out. So, but you can still come and enjoy kava and watch us, or sign up for the next time.
Oh, tell us about that next event.
So, well, I mean, the next time we'll be doing another Get Rooted.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that will be the following month. So we'll put openings, after.
So will this be something that you're gonna host monthly at Kaipo?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, but I mean, we wanted to get the first one underway first. And get some pictures so people can actually understand what it is. Because I feel like it's still kind of lost on people on what what this is. So,
well, what's going
once
to take
it's
place
done.
at the event?
So I'm going to be going over plant care. 101 basics for plant care, and then during that whole presentation, I'm gonna guide you through repotting the plant. So you'll go in, you'll pick out of a selection of plants, you'll come in and pick your plant, you'll have a pot, and then as we go through and discuss about the plant, the care, we're gonna repot it. So you're kind of super involved and understand. I want you to be able to understand what's happening with your plant, and then when you take it home so it can thrive.
Okay.
And then you'll love it, and then you'll want to buy more plants. Or at least that's what happened to me.
So everybody just take a walk through your living room, take a look at your plants and see if you need her help.
Yeah, see if that plant maybe is speaking to you. But no, that's what's gonna happen.
That's gonna be dope. Are you gonna make it there or?
I wish it sold out.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. You can come watch from the side. You can come watch from the side and
Oh
drink
yeah,
your
the
kava
restaurant's
shots.
still open. You could just go over there and drink kava. No, but yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a great event. And the sold out part is just what we're planting. So people that are gonna have plants and stuff.
But it's still
like that.
open to the public.
Yes, it's totally open.
Okay.
The restaurant's open to the public. You can still go in there and enjoy shots. You can go in there and just watch what's happening. Like either way,
Just don't watch me replant a plant. No, we have plenty of plants that are in our house because my mom loved plants. So now me trying to like keep them alive, like the spider plant that you were telling me about. Jesus, I feel like I'm just a hairstylist to my plant. I'm like, chop, chop, chop.
Literally, I think that's what drew me to it because I love trimming plants.
So you're
I feel
addicted
like
to scissors.
the
I think there's
before and
someone you can talk
after.
to about that. Let's talk to your husband first. I mean, how is she with scissors run?
Well, I was a hairstylist, so that is
What?
my. Yeah, I was a licensed cosmetologist.
Oh, well,
That was
the
a brief
more
stint
you
in my
know.
life. I know.
Would you ever get back into that?
I still do it for family and stuff like that. I like it as a hobby. I just
No need to
don't
yell
care
at
to
me
make
with your
money.
eyes. Okay, see her yell at me with her eyes.
I'm
Should I
like,
do it with my
no.
family?
But I think that's why I like trimming up plants too. I just feel
It is
like
kind
there's
of
such
fun.
a cute
It is
little,
kind of fun.
yeah.
Because I can't cut anything else. I'm like, I'll just.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, people tell you that your plants are alive. So I'm like,
It's a cute before and after,
It is. But yeah, so make sure that we're there for that, and we're gonna have lots of photos and videos of that event as well. But we also have the event that I've been waiting for a very, very long time, or at least the last couple of months. I didn't win those tickets, TJ, but it's okay. You need a +1. But we have the When You Need Me concert, April 5th at Gen Nightclub.
Yes.
And it is 21 and older.
It is.
All right, so kind of tell us about that event.
Yes, please.
So it's just an event that we had come up with. My husband is kind of like the driving force behind it. The idea came up a few months ago, and he was like, let's just throw a show.
How did that conversation even come up?
It actually was, we had gone to the Donna Marie show, and Kakala was one of the people that opened up. She sang back up, and I was very into the concert, and then we got home, and the next morning he was like, wow, you had a really good time. And I said,
So you
"I
must have
did."
been way into the
I
concert.
said, I did. Yeah. Me and Abby
Your
were up
husband's
front,
like, honey.
and he's like, you miss it, don't you? And I said, yeah, of course I do. Of course I do, And he said, well, why don't you ever do one? And I said, well, I'm kind of out of the game. It's been a long time. And he's like, let's just throw one. And it was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then conversations, with my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, and then it just grew and grew, and they formed a little production company, and here we are.
Wow, amazing. You're like, do the work,
Yeah.
do the work, and I'll bring my voice.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come, for sure.
It'll
build
be
it and they will
super,
come.
super fun. Yeah.
So who's all going to be there? Who should we be looking out
So
for?
Kakala, her voice is amazing.
Yes,
She's got
we
like a
love her.
lower deep register. She's got an amazing voice. Kakala is going to be on it. Bi'ilani.
Okay.
He's a singer from Maui, so he'll be coming in from Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. And he's been doing music for years. I know you guys, if you play Tears, I think it's called Tears on My Pillow. I know you guys know that song.
All right, Tears on My Pillow.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking out for that.
And then Abigail, who's my niece, who's an amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Abigail giving her all the flowers.
Yeah.
But have fun in New Zealand, Abigail.
I know,
And
she's
Nia.
in New Zealand. Yeah, with her mom. They're in New Zealand, living it up while we're stuck in this cold weather.
Right.
It's okay, though.
Yeah,
It's okay.
We're not better.
No.
But she's an R&B artist. She does, oh my gosh, she's amazing. She writes her own music, and just goes into the studio. She'll record it and she'll be like, "What do you guys think?" And we're like, "Okay, thanks."
And like we were saying earlier, like she just seems so unfazed by the game, and she's been in the game ever since she was born.
So she got to absorb that.
She absorbed
literally.
everything growing up.
And I know that because I followed them everywhere. Okay.
And then of course, Makisi is going to be on the ticket as well.
That is going to be so good.
It'll be
good
so
local
fun.
show for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then so like the back line for the band, Dave Netane, I'm not sure if, well, people are familiar with Missionaries.
Yes.
He did Missionaries.
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that name in a minute
Right,
either.
right. Esi Lautaimi is going to be in the band. Leka Tuyaki from Legit is going to be playing. And then Filippo Motulalo, he's in The Servants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are based out of the Bay. Yeah.
And he plays in a lot of the other
Yeah,
bands too. Yeah, that's amazing.
God, you're just bringing everybody together.
Yeah,
I mean,
it.
if you've been in the game this long,
Right.
you grow a
have those
network and you
connections.
have people that you can reach out to. So it's
You start
been
pulling in those
amazing.
favors. Hey, we want to
Yeah.
put in a show.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And then Yada the Great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She's
She's
singing
so
backup.
cute.
Yeah, she's amazing. And then Masi Mataele.
Okay.
Yep.
He has an amazing voice too.
Yes, he
and
does.
Abigail, they'll be singing backups for me. So I'm
Wow, that's some great backup.
Okay, you're like, my other headliners are going to also do my backup. Okay.
and no shade.
They're going to be like,
my,
doo-wop up in the background.
my backup singers are so talented, and I'm so.
I know. I was waiting for the call, Neti. I was
Oh,
like,
oh,
she's
he
gonna
was
call.
like,
I'm gonna back
My
one,
bad,
baby.
my
I'm
bad.
gonna
You,
shoot moonwalk.
the bat signal
I can
wasn't strong enough.
I'm like, you ready? Go. You ready?
He's the backup for your backup.
There we go.
Wow, Crystal. She just put me in the gutter. Okay. She's like, he's a backup to the. Okay.
No, I mean he's just waiting.
Yes,
You have to see her eyes. Her eyes
You're
are
like an
back to the
understudy.
wall. She's like,
You're like an understudy.
Yes.
oh, wow. Okay, I'm the understudy.
That's Waylon.
You're just as good. You're just
Okay, just
waiting.
the best understudy. Okay, if anybody needs the best understudy, Lynn is always gonna be.
the best.
So kind of like, no, we're gonna go over a couple more events, and then we're gonna take a quick break because I kind of want to get into
Yes.
it, right? But I think the next event that we have coming up, if we have the $75 medical marijuana card, new or renewal is $75. That's gonna be on 580 West, 100 North. And everyday people will be there live from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So make sure that you guys are logging on, checking out our social media to get those cards, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be awesome. And then they should follow us where?
On Facebook and on YouTube. Find us on YouTube though, because if the live videos aren't on Facebook anymore, you can still catch all of our videos and episodes on YouTube.
Which is pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
But make sure that you're also following the planter. So
Yes,
it's
also
not
follow
just
the planter.
right? It's not the
The
planter,
planter pop-up. Actually, it's the
Oh, it's the
planter
planter
pop-up.
pop-up.
Yeah.
And then you can also follow Manny's Neighborhood Bar, where you can catch me running karaoke every other Friday, and every Saturday, Sunday. It is lit. So make sure that you're following Manny's Neighborhood Bar as well, and obviously Everyday People.
Yes.
And then kind of, Neti, tell everybody where they can follow you, and then for Lalo Mango, and how they can get these tickets.
So Lalo Mango Productions on Instagram. You can go to lalomango.com to purchase your tickets. There's still tickets available. I believe that there's one more VIP table available. So if anybody's interested in VIP, lalomango.com. Get your tickets.
be awesome.
Nice. Get your tickets April 5th.
Yeah.
And do you want anybody to follow your personal page?
You can if you like.
Get on it. What's your personal page?
It's Neti Taumoepeau-Akauola.
Okay, you've heard it first there, you guys. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break because we have a lot that we want to talk to Neti about, because she's going to give us all the tea. Where she's
going to catch us
hiding.
all the way up.
Okay, I
from
want to know, where
then
have you
till now.
been? Where have you been? All right, guys, make sure that you guys are checking out our social media to see all the events that we spoke of, but make sure you guys hit up the One Love Spring Kava Festival, March 28th. All the Kava clubs, make sure you guys get to One Love Coffee and check out the details on how your Kava club can take part in that. But we'll be right back, guys.
Never in my life. My Father, it's always been you, my love. And I want this for life, for life. I never find no words to say just how I feel. But I know that what we have, it feels so real. Never in my life has something felt so right. I want this for life. You and only you that I long for. You make the simple things in life mean so much more. Never in my life has something felt so right. I want this for life.
I never knew I could love like I do. I never would if it wasn't for you. 'Cause girl, you came along and showed me a side of love I never knew. And it's a blessing the way you could bear everything. Knowing that someone loves me like you do, baby. Who would have thought that the girl in the red dress would eventually take my last name, even with all my imperfections?
Welcome back. This is Everyday People, the Pacifica chapter.
That's right.
Again, I'm Crystal Taufalele, aka The Planter, my wonderful co-host.
The one and only Lynn, Katoa.
And our beautiful guest, Miss Neti Taumoepeau-Akauola. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Right?
you did.
And we are so excited to have you here, but I need to make a quick correction. So the last segment we were going over the events. So the $75 medical marijuana card is on March 28th from 1 to 6, and the Everyday People will go live from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And that's on 580 West, 100 North, and it's new or renewal for $75. And for someone who has one, it's very, 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 very well worth it. But anyways, yeah, so we're going to be back to Neti. Just had to make that quick correction.
Oh yeah, no, thanks for making that correction.
So Neti, what up, girl?
What up? What up?
I'm fangirling right now because I used to follow them everywhere because they are so awesome, and that's just what you did back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, we just drank a lot and traveled. No, so Neti's here with us. Kind of just tell us your family background, your parents, who they are, where they come from, do you know,
Okay.
because I'm sure you have a lot of cousins.
Yes. So my dad is, excuse me, my parents came here from Tonga in the late 60s. My grandpa brought them over from Tonga. My mom is from Nukunuku and Vava'u, and my dad's Kotu Ha'apai and Niuataputapu.
Okay.
Yeah. So they came in the late 60s. Me and all of my siblings were born here in Utah. And we grew up in Rose Park. And, you know, it's like we're homegrown Utah. You know, we remember the National Italian Society, you know, like we've been here forever. But it just... Like growing up, we were always surrounded by music.
Right.
My parents were very musical. My dad was very insistent that my older siblings learned instruments. And so at a very young age, he went out and he bought instruments for my older siblings. Venny was on drums.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Benny?
Venny was
I'll
on
call you
drums.
later.
Venny was on
Jane,
drums.
I'll call you later.
Yes. Venny was on drums. Nia, of course, she sang. You know,
Her face
I
off.
watched her sing. She started singing at a very young age at church functions and different functions in the community. And then my older brother, he played bass and guitar. And then they had pulled in some people from church and they formed a band, you know, the Kinikinis they had brought in to help them form this band. And that's what we grew up with. Me, my brother Duke, and Misi, we were all
Duke
the
with the
younger
beats.
ones. Yeah.
Yes.
We were all the younger ones. And so Venny, I think he was like 14, 15 on the drums.
Wow.
And so 14, 15, which put my
Yes,
brother,
Benny.
which put my brother Misi probably around like 12,
Wow.
11. So we were all younger just watching them, you know, do their thing. And they would go out and perform and they would practice in our basement.
Was this
And-
something where your dad kind of like saw like the Jets or like other families were like, oh my God, we
100%.
need this. We
Jackson
need the
5.
Jackson 5,
Right. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Like, we're the
Osmonds,
next Jackson
yeah,
5.
yeah.
the next,
100%.
or the, yeah, the
I love
Osmonds,
it.
all that
He was
stuff,
Joe
right?
Jackson for
Oh, come on, Joe. Come on, Joe.
So who
No,
taught
he-
you guys the instruments? Was it your dad?
So
'Cause he wanted you to-
Vinny had drum lessons.
Uh-huh.
My sister had piano lessons. I don't recall if my brother had guitar lessons or not, or if it was all just by ear.
I
Right.
love it.
But they would play like top 40 and like
Wow.
R&B, and it was like Shake You Down. Do you remember? Like it was Atlantic Star. It was the Commodores. It was everything.
You
You
guys
guys
We're
can't hear.
gonna
We
be
have
the
Cindy in the
Jackson.
background doing her
Yeah,
engineering.
yeah,
Cindy's like, yes, I remember.
Yeah,
All the
it was
jams.
all like the R&B favorites from back in the day, and that's what they played. Like they didn't really play like reggae.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, because we're poly, we grew up around reggae.
Right.
And
Right.
we always knew, the reggae songs.
But they wanted to go straight top 40, stream.
Yeah, they were like, we're going to the
streamline.
radio.
Yeah.
We're-
And
yeah.
I think it was mostly like Nia and my brother Afu that were like, because they were younger,
Yeah.
and so they really like pushed the sound towards
Yes.
R&B.
Right.
So that's what me and my like us younger siblings grew up with.
So how
was-
many siblings are there?
Yeah.
There's 7 of us.
Wow.
There's 7 of us. Yeah.
Making
So,
the band.
Yeah.
Come on. At the
Oh, and I
Taumoepeau
love that your
house.
dad,
Okay.
really encouraged that. That's
He did.
great.
He did. He very much encouraged it. He went out and bought all of the instruments, and he was like, "Hey, we're forming a band here," and he would make them practice.
I'm
and-
picturing the movie Selena.
I know,
Your dad
literally.
pops up in front of the house
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
van with all
Right.
like the
Exactly.
And
the second
Jackson
hand.
5.
And then, yeah.
Yep. And it was fun. Like it was just something that he loved and that he just instilled in all of us.
Did
know?
he love it so much where you guys didn't love it, where it kind of took away from the joy?
I would say that my oldest brother would say yes.
Right. Well, now that we're older, you know what I mean? 'Cause I can say that about
yeah.
my dad. I'm like,
Right.
I never thought of it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but now that I look over, I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I
Yeah.
wish I would have kind of adjusted my attitude.
Exactly.
Because then maybe I could have made it further.
Right.
And then
You
maybe
know,
it's
or
just the
wanted it
parents-
at more.
The parents not knowing how to express that.
Exactly.
Right.
Where
Without
their
the belt.
express became,
Exactly.
you need to do this.
You need
Right. Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
You're going to live this dream that I
Right.
saw, okay? And we're going to have it
Right.
together.
Because coming from a foreign country
Right.
here in America,
trying to build a dream.
trying to build a dream. Exactly. And my dad is so much like that, you
love
know,
that.
and he loves music. And it was like, hey, we're going to do this. If they can do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is totally his attitude. you
Oh,
know?
for sure.
There's nothing that you can't do.
Right.
Then you hear some families
Yes,
and you're like,
exactly.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. And it's funny because my parents were always very, very, very supportive with whatever it was that we were doing, whether it was music, whether it was sports. They were extremely supportive, especially in music.
Right.
And they were like, my mom was always like my biggest critic because she wanted the best.
Yes.
And also, I knew that if there was something that I didn't hear, she would tell me.
Yes.
Because everybody's going to yes you.
Right.
They're going to be yes men and they're going to tell you, oh yeah, it sounds good. And then you go back and you're like, what?
Okay.
Yep, and your closest
Their
people
voices
right.
might say yes, but their
Exactly.
eyes are
Yeah,
kind
that
of like,
constructive
Right.
criticism.
They're like,
right.
but after every recording, we'd take it to mom. Hey mom, listen, and she'd listen and she'd say, oh.
There's something about that old soul, that Tongan, where like there's
The knowledge,
like, what
the
note
wisdom.
is that?
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
the trust in what she said. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you could also come back and be like, okay, thanks, mom. You don't know what you're listening to. You can have that
but
attitude.
we definitely respected her opinion and what she had to say. My dad was more like he played background. He was just supportive of whatever we did. But my mom was more like, oh, that's not right. You should change that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So she was
And
more the
that's
vocal
great.
one.
Yeah.
She was more vocal for sure.
Does your dad or mom, are they into like music at all? Or
So my dad plays guitar and he sings. My mom sings as well. My mom has an extremely good ear. And so whenever we had, music, even with 676, when we were doing stuff with 676, if she heard something that was off, she would tell us. Or if there was a word that didn't sound right, she would say something. So it was always something that we defaulted to her
Right.
opinion because she not only was it like a mother figure for both me and Finau, but it was also somebody that we trusted her opinion and her input.
As an artist, I mean, as someone who sings and has that voice,
because you
that's
knew
awesome.
that she would not steer you in the wrong
us,
direction.
right, exactly.
But was there ever kind of like any like separation between mentorship and mother that?
I mean, with your mom, can you separate
that?
it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mentorship and mother, I feel like
I just want to make sure, you know.
But like my mom was everything. She would sit and she would like tailor our outfits before a show.
So she was
Tina
it.
Knowles.
Oh,
She was Tina
She
Knowles.
was Tina
No.
Knowles.
She was
Beyonce.
in it.
I love
Like,
it.
so I have a cousin. His name is Monty Cristo. He DJs and he's a designer, but he would dress us for 676.
Wait, why do I know Monte Cristo the name?
You're probably familiar with
Okay.
it. But he lives out in LA
It's
now.
like it's a movie.
Okay.
The Count of
Count of
Monte
Monte
Cristo.
I was thinking of the burger,
one of my
you know,
favorites.
from Hardee's back in
Oh,
the
that
day.
too.
That too. But he would design something, send it to us, or he would fly in and we would go shopping. And I remember one time we went shopping at a vintage store, which is the DI.
Yes, of course. Hello, we all went to the vintage store.
And he wanted us in army fatigue. So Finau wore army pants. And then for me, he wanted like a cropped army jacket. Of course, they're not going to have no cropped army jacket at no vintage store. So, of course, we come home and my mom tailored it. She cut it where he wanted it cut. And
Definitely Tina Knowles,
yeah.
okay.
And then, you know.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Yep, I love
So
that.
she definitely would help us, you know, with our outfits and stuff. And then she was at every single show. We performed a lot in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Those flight benefits came in clutch because she
Okay.
was at every
Everybody at the
single
airport
show.
on standby, like,
amazing.
I have higher seniority. I'm going to the concert.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you going to the concert?
She was at every single show, and it was like it didn't matter if it was at a club. You know,
Yeah.
she was there to support
Yeah.
the kids, and she came to the clubs, and it was fun. You know, I could always count on seeing my mom in okay, I'm gonna get emotional, but I could always count on seeing my mom in the crowd because she
Were you
was
always looking for her?
always there. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she would, you know, look at me before. Okay, yeah, you're good. You know, it was a great support. Our parents were very, very involved in things that we did growing up, and they were.
Well, while we're
very
still talking
supportive.
about your mom here, I kind of want to know what her thoughts were and how much she helped you with your Tongan album.
Oh, yeah. So the Tongan album, so of course we're all born and raised here in the States. My parents both speak Tongan and English. My mom, not as much English as my dad did. But it was spoken in the home, but we weren't forced to speak it back to them. We always understood. All my brothers, they understand. But unless they forced themselves to respond, then they didn't really pick up speaking in
Right.
Tongan. Yeah. My sister, she went and she lived in the Bay Area with one of my great aunts, and she was actually the one that taught Nia how to speak Tongan. So that's why Nia speaks Tongan. And then for myself, it was like, oh, let me just start speaking back to my mom in Tongan. And when I spoke back to her, she'd be like,
That's cute.
That's cute.
Okay.
I love it.
Maybe
And
sing it in Tongan and then we'll like,
she's like, oh,
Like
that's cute.
Selena.
like Selena, excited.
Muy excited.
Really excited.
Yeah, so she would correct me if ever I got something wrong. And it was only like, I was only comfortable speaking to my mom.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Because
And now you're
yeah.
speaking it to
and
the world.
I can speak it, but when it came to the Tongan album, it's funny because when it came to the Tongan album, we sat down, we printed out all the lyrics, and my parents sat there and they sang the songs with me
Okay.
I love that.
until I learned it. Because there's not like sheet music or,
Right.
you know, back then it was 2008. So there's not many, like, there weren't too many like YouTubes that you could pull up.
So no tutorials that
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
watch somebody else.
Right. And so these songs, I didn't know them. My
Yeah.
parents knew them.
Yeah.
They sang them back to me, and that's how I learned them.
I love
And if
that.
there was something that was incorrect in the way that I said it, if I missed, you know, like a whakaua, she'd be like, that's wrong.
Right.
What you just said was
That
not what you
was
meant
wrong.
to say.
Yeah.
Because you want to make
So-
sure that you're getting like the emotion and the tones
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
And
like,
then as well as the pronunciation correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was really like a key in sitting with me and making sure that I learned all of the songs and that I learned them correctly and that I pronounced everything correctly.
Was she like at all any like an inspiration for you to do a Tongan album, or how did that even
So
come up or about?
it's funny because the Tongan album just came up. It was actually Nia and Richard Wolfgram on a PacifikaChptr.
Yep.
You know, it was like a collective idea, and when we brought it up to my parents, of course, you know, they're gung ho.
Yeah, they're excited.
They're all about it. And she was extremely supportive, you know, and so when the idea of it came up, it was like,
was there any were they hesitant at all? Like,
no.
Okay.
No, I
They already
swear
knew
to
you
you,
could do it.
my parents, they're like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, do
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah, and so, and of course we had the tools. You know, my brother, because of his background in music, because Duke had gone to New York and had done all of his, you know, work in New York and learned all of these things, and also had the ability to record it. It's like a no-brainer. You know, you have all of the tools, why not use them? You know?
So your parents already knew they had it.
Yeah.
So
It was
just
like it
support.
was just a matter of putting it together. And so for the Tongan album, we reached out to local artists, you know, brought them in. They you know, they're old school, so they know the songs already. We had actually gone to a separate studio to do all the instruments, and then we brought those tracks back, and Duke recorded vocals at home.
Wow.
So we recorded all the vocals at home. And for several of the songs, Nia and my mom are both singing backups.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's such a special
It was
album.
it was so awesome to have. And I'll have that forever.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I
I'll
mean,
have
you
that
can
forever.
never ever.
Yeah.
Those memories are gonna last you a lifetime. Obviously.
I have that forever. And it, you know, and especially with the Tongan album, it was like the harmonies are a little bit different than, you know, traditional, just regular, you know, Western harmonies. And so it was nice to have my mom's input on that as well.
For sure, you can hear it. You know what I mean? What a beautiful
I bet
album.
that has to be like a full circle moment for them to bring you guys here, want to encourage you to play music and
Very
pushing
true.
you towards R&B, and here you are coming back to Tongan music.
And presenting them with
I'm sure that they were like overwhelmed with joy, like just knowing you guys came back to that on your own. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been such an amazing journey as far as like different things that we've been able to do with music and how supportive my parents have been. And my mom has just been such a driving force in everything that I do with music. And it's so funny because for the Tongan album, we were like thinking of different like images or what we should do for the cover of the album. And on the cover of the album, I have this dress that's a ngatu dress. And she was the one that was like, oh, I'm going to do this. So she had taken a piece of ngatu and cut it up and kind of designed it. And she was the one that kind of was the brain power behind the whole idea for the album cover. And it's funny because I had mentioned to her recently, I was like, Mom, what do you think if I did another Tongan album? She's like, oh, yeah, do it. And even my dad, he was like, yeah, you guys were blessed with these talents.
Right, why not?
Use them.
What's your mom's name?
Talahiva.
Talahiva.
Yeah. And he was like, you guys were blessed with talents. And if you don't use them, what's the point of having them?
Yeah.
It's like, you guys need to utilize your talents. And so that kind of hit home, you know, me being much older now with my own family, hearing that still come from my parents, that reassurance, that support come from my parents. I was like, oh, wow. You know, they still, you know, even to this day, will jump in and be like, let's do it.
And
she
it's
was
just as genuine from
just
back then
as genuine.
and
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And she's like, oh, I can design you another dress. I'm like, Mama,
You're
nobody's
like,
trying to.
So cute.
I'm like,
You're like, let me see, mark something up real quick and all.
yeah. I'm like, we don't need to do a whole dress this time, but
Just a top boob.
yeah.
Just about.
But she's amazing. She's amazing.
Gosh, I had
That's
no
so
idea. That
good.
is amazing. That is amazing. So is there going to be a second Tongan album?
It's in the works. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Like once we had started talking about this show and coming back into it, it's funny because when I had talked to my husband, I was like, it's just going to be the one show, you know. I'm not coming and doing music again.
It's just one.
I'm like, it's
okay,
just
that's
the
it.
one
You
show.
never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's like, it's just the one show. And it's funny because like we hadn't really talked about it to our families and stuff. And I didn't really tell my siblings.
It just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden I saw, I'm like,
Yeah.
bam. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
what
like,
things
no
have
way.
to move,
Yeah.
you know?
No way.
You just
Yeah.
got to do it.
And it was just like, let's get all the ducks in a row before we like announce it.
Right.
And so like Duke didn't, know anything about it. And it's funny because he calls me and he's like, are you doing music again?
What is
I'm like
this?
laughing. I'm like laughing and I'm like, no, I'm not.
You're like, well, what had happened was
I know.
my husband
Right.
brought an
I'm like,
idea.
I'm not
It's
doing
just
it
this
again.
one.
It's just
It
this
all started one night at the Coca-Cola concert. I had a moment. I was feeling
I almost
it.
got on the stage.
Right. They would have kicked me off.
Hey, but we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break because we only have 15 minutes left, and we kind of want to still dig deep. But we're gonna go into this next video, and it's gonna be one of Neti's old school songs. So we're excited that. So make sure that you're paying attention, listen, and make sure that you guys are following her or Lalo Mango Productions to see where you can get your tickets for their concert at Gem Night on April 5th.
April 5th.
21 and older. That's right.
Yep.
No
All right.
babies.
No babies.
Not even-
Get a babysitter. Come out.
All right, we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. We
Welcome.
are Everyday People, the Pacifica chapter. I am Crystal Taufalele, co-host.
Lynn, Katoa here. So excited to be here with Neti.
Our beautiful guest, Neti.
We love her.
And we are back talking about your whole experience from your past music career all the way up till now.
Yeah.
And that gap we just filled in.
Yes, we did. We're getting all the tea on her past, her present. And if you're just joining us, we were kind of just getting a background story on her Tongan album that you guys one of those songs were off that album. Amazing. And we're just so excited to have her here. She's going to have her concert at Gem Nightclub on April 5th for the When You Need Me concert.
Get your tickets at
LaloMongo.com.
Oh, lalomongo.com.
Yep.
Okay, you heard it. You heard it right there from Neti. So anyways, let's just jump right back into it. So kind of since our last 15 minutes that we have here, kind of take everybody through your history, the bands that you've been in where they can kind of point you out
And
holy
when did
crap,
you
that's how I know.
stop?
Yes,
before you
that's a
kind of
great
went into your
question.
break.
So the first band that I had ever performed with and sang lead with was Small Axe. Small
And
acts.
we have
Small
not
acts.
heard
Big
in a
shout out to
minute.
small
Okay.
acts.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
small acts was George Afu, Selupe, Sekona. We had Goof Saffings, Vendo
Yes.
Kefu. We had and Vendo Kefu, Goof Saffings, and George Afu, if you don't know, were all previous members of Missionaries.
Okay.
And they
okay.
formed Small Acts. So shortly after high school, Finau had joined Small Acts. She had contacted me and she's like, hey, we need another vocalist. Do you want to join? I'm like, yeah. And it was like, we're two 19-year-old girls.
Right.
We're like, yeah, of course,
And 19 back then is way different than it is
Oh,
now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Right, Cindy? I just heard her in the background. Oh, right, Cindy? Okay, we got it.
So we did Small Acts. We recorded the album. And then shortly after we recorded the album, Small Acts.
And
broke
boom.
up. Yeah. And then a few years after Small Acts, I joined, we formed 676. Finau came and she joined 676. My brother did all of the production for it. And then when we started to perform with Small Acts, we reached out to Goof, who was with us in Small Acts, and we said, hey, we're going to come out to the Bay Area. Do you have some people that you can, put together a band for us? Because we're going to come out. And he pulled in a bunch of different guys into this band, and my husband was one of them.
Okay.
Ooh,
okay.
So that's
Come
how-
on, history
I love the
lesson.
connection.
We had a little history lesson.
So
Okay,
that's
I
how
see.
me and my husband met. Was we were
Dang, that
traveling
was a
out.
while ago.
That was a long time ago. So we were traveling out to the Bay Area to perform in the Bay Area, and this band, who now several of the members that played for us are now the Servants.
Wow.
They're
That's
all
so
now the
cool.
Servants.
The
And
more
it's
you
just-
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
Come
know.
on, man.
How connected all
It's
these
so
musicians
fun,
are.
yeah. And so, fast forward, I did the Tongan album, released the Tongan album. I had done a few shows after we had released the Tongan album. I think my last show was I think it was 2010, 2011.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
So
is
it's
a
And you're
It's
stepping
been
back
been a
in
minute.
2025.
Yes,
I
yes.
love that.
It's been a minute. And like the reason why I had kind of come away from doing
Right.
music was it was just I kind of lost the drive for it. Just like anything, a writer can, get writer's block or, stop writing as much as they're usually writing. And then, life happens. I got married, I had my son, and here we are, X amount of years later. And
What made you, at what moment did you realize, like, dude, I'm kind of losing my drive for this? Like, what was the reason behind it? Was it personal or what's happening in
I
that
think
moment?
a lot of it was just personal things, and then also just feeling like you're
Yeah.
old. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know that.
Not me.
okay.
I unfortunately know that feeling.
Because for some reason, as we age, we think that there are certain things that are meant for younger people.
Right.
Right? And
I hate that.
music is one of those things that were in my mind. I thought, it's leave it for the young ones.
There's this new generation coming
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm
and
a
we
grandma at
kinda-
my 20s.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead
And
leave
so
for
it
now.
was like, oh, let me just, the baton's been passed, and we were just.
So you felt like your work was kind of done and time to pass the baton.
Yeah. And seeing Abby come up and her brother Finn, he does music.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And then her two youngest siblings, they both play guitar and bass.
I love that.
So it's like
No one took the drums? Benny,
I know.
teach them.
I know.
Come on.
So it was like just kind of taking a back seat, enjoying, seeing the young ones come up and just supporting them.
Yeah.
And then this show comes up and it's like, oh,
Maybe it's still in there, lit a
maybe
spark.
it's still there. Yeah, exactly. And so it's been fun, like kind of getting my feet wet again, and it's full circle.
It's just like riding a bike, girl.
Yeah.
You're gonna get right
But
into it.
it's also full circle because I have Abby with me.
Yeah.
So that, I
She
didn't
was
think
a
about
little.
that
We
dynamic.
were
was
talking
a
about being just
baby.
little. Then
She was
and
a
now.
baby, but she's always been very musical.
Yeah.
She memorizes lyrics. It's crazy. She can hear a song two times and she's got the entire song.
It's just that
I love
natural
it. Yeah.
instinct.
But now, she's doing music and now we get to share the same stage.
Oh, that has to be a great feeling.
And it's like that When You Need Me song. When You Need Me was our first single.
Jam.
When You Need Me was our first single. But when I wrote When You Need Me, it was about Abigail.
Really?
And Fine.
Oh,
Her
wow.
brother, and Katoa. The youngest, TK, he wasn't born at the time, but it was about them, you know, because I didn't have kids, but I was with my sister's kids all the time.
You guys were
So you were
always
writing
together.
your experience,
Yes,
but with
exactly,
them. That's
exactly.
amazing.
And so, I wrote it in a way where there weren't like identifying words, like it's not he, she, it's not directed towards a specific person, because I wanted people to connect with it in a way that they're gonna connect with it. And so it was like, you know,
and that's just a good writer.
Yeah. And whenever I listened to it, it was like, whenever you need me, I'll be there. Whether I'm your mom, whether I'm your aunt, whether I'm, you know, whatever. And so when people listen to it and they've, you know, commented back, you know, and said, oh, that song got me through X, Y, and Z. And it's like, wow, you know.
It's a beautiful song. And
thank
so
you.
catchy. And it's just one of those like timeless songs that
Yes,
you
I
listen
was
to.
going to say.
all
And for
the
us,
time.
our own little classics, like.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean? Yeah.
And that's one thing that's so cool when we were talking about during the break, you know, like you're just kind of coming back since 2010 and 11, where you're kind of feeling that you were like, oh, I'm too old for the game. Yeah. But you had this time to kind of see the game change, watch it evolve.
Definitely.
With all these like younger female artists that are out there, the tone and everything has changed.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you cannot get the Neti like nowadays that you could back in the day, because you have that experience. You just have that tone in your voice, that life experience.
Exactly.
You know, so I am so excited. And
I'm excited.
So excited that Abby has you.
Do you think you're do you think you're more excited now because you've done this as a younger person? Now you're coming in, like, kind of already been there, done that. Yeah. Do you think you have different eyes now when you look at that? Like
100%. 100%. Now it's like, now it's not the unknown.
Right.
You know, now it's like, I know what to expect. I know, you know, what happens.
Especially because the game's so all over the place.
Yeah. But the thing is being on stage is, like you said, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
You know,
my bike's broken, but it's okay.
just
training wheels.
If you need to.
But it's just like riding a bike.
Right.
You know, you get on stage, it's the same feeling, different crowd.
Right.
You know, it's the same feeling, you're in a different stage in life. But it's super exciting. It's way exciting. And it's nice to have like the artists that we do have on the ticket, because Kakala's at a different stage in her career.
Right.
Abby's at a different stage in her career. Yada's never sang backup. But these are experiences that for them, you know, will help build them in a way, you know, throughout their musical career, because there's nothing like singing backup. There's nothing like being in where Kakala's at right now in her career. There's nothing like being in where Abby's at, you know, and just like everybody's experience for this show is going to be different.
Oh, I love that.
But we're so excited because my husband's been like, no, we got to make it like it was like back in the early 2000s.
Oh, and it's going to.
Yeah.
Just listening to it all over social media, it just gets you pumped. Like, holy shit.
It'll be so fun.
Like throwback vibes
and just the tune, the tone of it. I mean, that is like, you can put that out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, you know, like back then, it was like every weekend there was a show.
Yeah.
Every weekend there was a show.
It literally seemed like that.
And like.
Oh, it was. I was there.
Conference weekend.
Yeah. Conference weekend was always
guaranteed. People were gonna come out.
Yeah.
Right.
And you could always count on something.
Yes.
A concert or a couple concerts, a dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone was always nervously waiting. When is it gonna come out?
They would hop around, right? And it was so fun.
And then the clubs, because I hear that people don't really club so much.
Right,
but
right.
Everybody was at
so
club.
it's been like, let's do it conference weekend. Let's do it, you
Right.
know. And it's just all these nods back to the early 2000s and when we were used to it. You know?
Wait, I am just realizing that's conference weekend.
That's conference weekend. Yep.
Oh, it is?
Duh.
See, I don't even know what conference is. I'm like, okay.
Well, when you kept saying that, it's me. April 5th. Wait, that's duh.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
No more kava shots at Kaipo.
Yeah, no more.
Kaipo, Friday night or
tomorrow.
Thursday nights, you make sure she only gets two kava shots. No, but you are so right.
So
and do you have any plans on like
continuing.
I mean, I guess after the energy that you feel on April 5th might like click something.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about this. I think you're going to get back into it.
It's funny because it's been no. This is a one-time thing. One and done. We're gonna be done after this.
People are going to hear and be like, more.
It's the more and more we get into it, it's like, dang.
Not only that, but you're still so young.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter how long you've taken this break. It's not like you're an old lady and you literally can't sing anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, no need to yell at her. She's our guest. Sorry, guys.
No, I'm saying, like, you have all of this
You look at,
time.
like, Marcia Griffiths. You look at, like, the Pam Halls. You look at Donna Marie.
Yes.
Donna
June
Marie,
Lodge.
which was the whole reason why. And these women are well into, their older years, but they're still doing it.
Yes.
They're still moving
with that same passion that they've had from the beginning. That's going to be you.
And they bring that same vibe that everyone goes back to see.
It's been like,
do you feel like you got this, like, I can step back into
honestly. The more time that passes, I'm like, we can do this.
See?
I can do this.
You heard it here first on Everyday People, the PacifikaChptr. She's coming back.
She is, guys. It's not a one-time show, though.
Is there anything that makes you nervous about it?
Probably just getting the initial jitters out.
Yeah.
Like anything, you're gonna get nerves.
Is it just more like just stepping back into it vocal wise, or like are you worried about what the audience are gonna think, like this new generation?
Gosh, I think it's just a combination of all of it.
Yeah.
All of it, because it's.
So I guess you wouldn't need to worry about the crowd because you have the talent. That was a dumb question. I'm sorry.
Just thinking about it, like, what am I gonna do? I think it's just your own like imposter syndrome,
right?
Where you're trying to get out of your own head, like.
It's just gonna be you.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action, Neti, and I'm gonna be right there front stage.
Is there a song that you have like that's your favorite song that you like to sing, or that has been your favorite?
Of my own?
Yeah, or any song that you just like.
No, let's go your own, and then like, what's your favorite song that's out there right now?
My own probably would be "I Love Missing You." I love missing you, and we're gonna do it for the show, and the way that the band plays it, I'm like,
even better than.
Because it's the first time that we've ever performed it. Yeah, so it'll be fun. Outside of that, I don't know that there's one song that I'm like. There's always one song that I always like sing, like if I'm, in the shower. If Only You Knew.
Oh my gosh, old
I'm
school.
not Kiki, but
okay.
Nobody's Kiki, but
nobody Kiki
but,
or Kiki. Okay,
but that's a classic,
Oh my gosh, well, it's been so awesome having you here. We
so
only have a few
awesome.
minutes that are left. We've been kind of just going back to like you're back into the game because you're the experience you want with Abigail. So you're kind of like watching your younger self. And if nobody really knows, I've known Neti for like thousands of years, what it feels like. So we're related, kind of like. So her brother is related to my niece Jane.
Married to
my niece Jane. Benny's the drummer.
My brother Benny, the drummer.
Benny the drummer.
Yeah.
No, so I've been around and I've been just so blessed to watch you guys. I mean, we grew up together pretty much. And always been talented. Your mom and dad are so very, very passionate.
Yeah.
Just watching. And I was a little kid watching Nia do backup for like Gladys.
Right. Yeah.
Back in the day,
wow.
DC.
That's
It's just kind of like I was always like, and I was like their little protege. Gladys was always in ballet, and Nia like, come on, Lynn, come on. I'm just
so funny.
at church behind the the curtain. I'm like, I want to do that one too. So it's been very, very exciting. What would you tell your younger self and the young girls that are out there trying to like to the Yadas? You know what I mean? And to the Abigails. What can you tell them to keep them motivated and not let success get like cloud them or fog them?
Never stop learning. Never stop knowing that you can push yourself to another level. You can always be better. Whether it's in writing, whether it's in singing, you can always perfect your craft. Right. There's always room for improvement, right?
I love that.
Regardless of what you're doing in life, whether it's in music, whether it's in sports, there's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Never stop learning.
I'm here for
whoever you're around, there's something to learn from somebody. They've been, especially with your elders, they've been your age. You've never been their age.
Right.
They have something to teach you.
They have experience.
They have experience that you don't have.
No one will have the empathy and love and experience and compassion that we had. I'm not saying that no one else had, but like growing up back then and now is such night and day.
Yeah. take every experience, learn as much as you can. Never stop learning.
Yeah, don't ever think that you've basically learned it all.
Capped, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And what are you hoping to learn from this experience on April 5th?
Oh my gosh. If I can still do it.
Oh, you can, girl. You already know that.
If I still got it. No, I don't know. There's always something to learn. You know, even at my age, coming back on stage, there's always something to learn.
Right.
You know.
Like you said, you can never learn too much. You know, live one day at a time, you know, and it's just, that's why we do what we do here at Everyday People, the Pacifica chapter. We want to highlight all the talent that's been there in the past, that's present in the future, you know, like all walks of life, not just music, but through like hard work, construction, singing, you know, kava bars. You know, it's just all about highlighting our own community, you know, to make sure that, you know, we are here, we're not going anywhere. And it's about time that we highlight our own people, because we've already been doing this forever, but we just never had the light shined on us.
For sure.
But now is the time the light is shining all over the world, you know, so now we just need to jump on that momentum train and just keep riding, keep riding into the sunset. You know, so we like to thank Neti for coming today. We are so excited. Like Crystal said, make sure that you go into lalomongoproductions.com to get your tickets there.
Yes.
Because we're going to be there.
It's going to be all the vibes, guys.
It's going to be all the vibes. Do you have any last minute words that you want to like take out or people?
No, come out, have fun with us. It'll be such a great night. It'll be awesome.
Oh,
Our
also
young,
they're
talented
doing kava
people.
too.
Yes, they are selling kava. Yeah. But just come out, you know, support our young, up-and-coming musicians in our community. It'll be a great time.
It is. If anything, just always show support, uplift our community, uplift one another. And speaking of kava, make sure that you guys go onto One Love Kava to make sure that you guys are hitting up for the One Love Spring Kava Festival.
Yep, get your guys' kava merch and everything in there.
That's right, and that's March 28th. And again, I was incorrect on the event for the $75 medical marijuana card. That is March 28th from 1 to 6.
Yep.
And Everyday People will be going live from 1 to 2, and that's 580 West, 100 North. All right, guys. Well, we love you.
We love you guys.
love you.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks,
Thank you.
Neti.
All right, be sure to follow all of our
for you.
social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Manny's, Everyday People, The Planter, and Lalo Mongo Productions, and Neti.
Yes.
All right, guys, take care. We love you, and we will see you guys today, later at 4:30 p.m. up at the Utah State Capitol Rotunda for the National Tongan American Society 30th Gala, where we will be there running the red carpet at 4:30 p.m. So stay tuned, and we will see you guys next week.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
How you want me, girl, you're on my mind, yeah. It's really on, girl, I want you down. And when you leave, you're all I think about. It's so hard to work when you're on my mind. I lose myself, I start to fantasize. Baby girl, you know you got me. Feeling for your love, going crazy. About that good love waiting for me. Good loving in the morning, good loving in the evening time. You can have it any way you want me, how you want me. Girl, you're on my mind. Good loving in the morning, good loving in the evening time. You can have it any way you want me, how you want me. Girl, you're on my mind. Yeah. Good love, 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 good love. You're my only one when I'm touching you.